Hey everybody, welcome to Chatting with You. That's right, we got a name.
It's about time.
Yes. So thank you for everybody who participated and threw suggestions at us with regards to our podcast name. So we have selected Chatting with You. It was actually suggested by somebody here in the office, so that person's going to get a prize. But it's going to be Chatting with You and just the letter U, not actual U spelled out. Okay. So Chatting with You is going to be our new nickname going forward. So today I am joined, by the way, I'm Michael Urbina, and today I'm joined by the one and only
Kevin Urbina.
All right. So that's right. Last week my wife joined us, and this week Kevin, my brother, is joining us. So Kevin, I want to give you your elevator spiel about who you are, where you come from, all those things.
Man, where do I start? So first off, obviously, once again, my name is Kevin Urbina. I was also born in Puerto Rico. We moved here, when I was 4 or 5.
3, but that's a good guess.
Yeah, something like that. But we lived here in Georgia for basically most of my life, and I am actually the social media director, if that's the title that we've given me and everything. So really, my origin kind of began when one day, it was like a Sunday afternoon, and my parents handed me a nice little camera that you recorded on a little cassette tape, and from there we just started recording these ridiculous little videos on it, and then from there it just kept escalating and they got more elaborate, and then I realized I want film. That's what I want to do as a career. And from there I just got more cameras, got more equipment, started practicing effects, editing, all these sorts of things to kind of get to where we are today. And that's I went to college at Georgia State, graduated with a film and video degree a little over a year at this point now. And then a few months later, I was given the humble and amazing opportunity to join the Urbina law firm to come make videos, which is, I'm technically the guy who you see all the videos, all the punto claros, everything you see on there kind of is done and edited by me. So
yeah, well, good job on those, and also on throwing the little, personal gratification there, but it's fine. We'll work with that. So I always like to tell this story just because I think it's kind of funny. But obviously when I was little, I was really blonde. Obviously I'm super white, even though I'm from Puerto Rico, and we have a sister. So I'm the oldest of all 5 of us. There's total 5, 4 boys, 1 girl. And so it's me, it's our sister Lynette, and then Kevin was born. And I remember my mental picture of, my new baby brother was going to be this little blonde, white cutie. And then when my dad calls and tells us, he's like, "Oh, your baby brother was born. He has such a beautiful, long black hair." I'm like, "Black hair? Okay. Lynette, it's for you." I don't know why I had in my head that he was going to be blonde. And just hearing that he had black hair was like terrible news for me. I was like, 8 when this happened? No, I was a little older actually.
I don't know. I was like just 10. Born.
I was 10 when this happened. So, So I don't know why I think that story is pretty funny, but I just like to throw that out there. So like Kevin said, Kevin's really the drive, that the engine that put everything to work with regards to our videos. And obviously videos right now, not just for us, but in general in society, are a huge deal. And that's why I wanted him to be our guest speaker for this week to talk about just videos in general. Why? My daughter is obsessed with wanting to be a YouTuber. YouTuber is actually a thing, a career that people make tons of money out of it now, if you know what you're doing, if you know it. And Kevin is probably one of the most talented people, if not the most talented person I've met with regards to editing videos and coming up with cool ideas of how to do things. And it's been interesting to see him, he's used to, like he said, he would do all these videos in our house with his friends that, at the time I was like, oh, God, what does the future hold for this child, And now, he's such a valuable member of our team that it's just been impressive to see that growth and that maturity, to the point that now you have 2 YouTube channels, if you count Broken Nose Productions.
Yeah, if we count it. Yeah.
Right. But you're mostly focused on Media Titan right now. So tell us a little bit what you're trying to do with your own channel with Media Titan.
So Media Titan originally is kind of a revamped. We first made a YouTube channel about 9 years ago, titled Urbina Productions, which so original.
Very original. I like it.
And then it progressed to Broken Nose Films because the story behind that name was every single person that was a part of that team has broken their nose in some way, shape, or form, on the exception of myself. So,
well, it's never too late. It's all good.
Yeah, so
we can arrange that.
Knock on wood. And from there, like, we didn't take the videos too seriously. A lot of it was just ridiculous things that we just came up with. And then one day we just decided, why not take our stuff to the next level, get a little more serious with our stuff, see what our true potential in filmmaking is. I've been super into visual effects, and that's something that I've been growing on and growing. So we decided to come up with Media Titan, which just started off as just a brand new revamped YouTube channel of Broken Nose Films, basically with a new name and a new face and everything. But as we started making the videos, we started realizing how much we enjoy making it, how many people have come up to us with opportunities of, oh, do you guys want to collaborate? Do you want to make these videos? So we've started pushing Media Titan to be more of an actual, I would say, company. We haven't registered or anything, but it's just like its own little small business without actually being an official business.
Mm-hmm. So I understand that obviously you try to focus a lot on visual effects, and that's why a lot of your videos have to do with like action films or something funny that you've mentioned. So I gotta say, from my point of view and from Bibiana, my daughter's point of view, you peaked at Birdman. You know, when you made Birdman, that was probably your best video. It's literally, for those of you that don't follow him, and you should totally follow Media Titan, for Kevin, not necessarily for Joey, who's also involved in this. I don't even know his last name at this point. Just kidding.
Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button at Media Titan, just if you feel generous.
Absolutely shameless plug for Media Titan right there. But I think that, they do some very interesting things, because what Kevin does for us, obviously, our focus with regards to our videos is different, but you can be a little more intense with regards to your graphics when it comes to the videos that you guys do, whether it be something funny or it be something more drama, suspense-filled, or action or whatever. So I think that it gives you a good way to practice to keep building up on that. You won some awards in school too because of your video editing and everything. So clearly you know what you're doing. So I would consider you an expert in terms of video editing and, compiling videos together. So why do you think there's all of a sudden this huge rage about videos, not just in, people wanting to do their own channels and everything, but like law firms and businesses focus so much on trying to do video content?
Video content, it's been something, because when YouTube first started out, it was not really something. A lot of people actually thought YouTube was going to be a platform that was just going to flop and it was never going to take off. But then it's all of this, with the internet, the insane growth of the internet and everyone's attention span kind of changing up. Video has kind of taken off in a way, just because I feel that video has become a platform where you can grab people's attention immediately. Like nowadays, there's a rule: in the first 8 seconds of a video, that's your hooking point to get people interested. And it's mostly because that's the attention span that we have in a way. Mm-hmm. So it's super important to understand that video is a way that you can market out to people, because half the time people nowadays, they're not really sitting at home. Nowadays, they're on the internet. Like TV has almost become irrelevant, like cable TV in a way. Mm-hmm. And everyone is streaming. There's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's Amazon Prime, all these platforms. People are streaming through the internet. That's where people are consuming their content. Mm-hmm. And it's all video platform. So it's super important nowadays, because you have to adapt to these things. I know I'm just kind of rambling about it, but you have to adapt. You have to be a part of this internet and Wi-Fi universe that everything has to be on the internet. Cable, TV, all these kind of things are kind of becoming irrelevant because of it, because that's where everyone is consuming their content. Yeah. So if you're not watching these videos on the internet, if you're not marketing digitally on the internet, it's going to hurt a little. So,
yeah. And I think it's, I don't think you're rambling at all. I think what's interesting is that video, marketing, video, content production, everything you want to, whatever you want to call it, it's we're the future at this point, and that's why everybody is jumping on the bandwagon with regards to trying to do this. Now you have people try to do things really originally, others that try to kind of follow a certain pattern, because for example, in the legal community, everybody's kind of used to doing things a certain way. And because it's such a conservative field, people are afraid to step out of that. But it's so monotonous and regular that people it kind of blends into the environment, And when I got the idea of starting to do educational videos, which I've been doing now for a year, this week, by the way, it's been your 1 year anniversary with the firm and everything. As a matter of fact, today, Junior.
Today.
It's your 1 year anniversary, is it not?
It is.
It is. Congratulations.
Boom.
So, sorry to let you know that to this way that your contract's up. Just kidding.
Well, time to go back to Media Titan.
But in a year, we took from me literally filming myself like from the chin up video level that I was trying to do with education to everything we're trying to do with Punto Claro and all these other videos that we're trying to do. Carla's more interactive things, all these ideas that you've been able to edit and do. And not just that, everything that we have in the pipeline coming at you guys. It's just been incredible seeing your transition from doing something that's more entertainment based to doing something more on a professional level and a professional background, if you want to call it that way.
We'll keep that.
We'll go with that. But I just think it's very interesting to see how your adaptation is. And you mentioned, and it's always been one of my mottos, is that, you have to adapt or you die. And that goes almost for everything really in life. There's just technology, circumstances in your personal life, business, everything. Like, you have to be able to adapt. And I think that's why a lot of businesses, relationships, you name it, fail, because people fail to adapt to a changing world. And now with technology, with the internet, streaming, everything, that's the way to go. And you have to be able to adapt to those circumstances. And I think that's what we're trying to do. We've been trying to do for the last year, and we'll continue to try to do to make sure that we keep up with the times and be able to provide our audience with the content that they want, important information that, is vital to their daily lives or their cases or everything that, might be, but also a way for us to connect with people. Like there's so many options with regards to what you can do with video, boomerangs, lives, like short videos, long videos, you name it, Now there's a lot of radio stations that do their, not in a podcast format, but they do like a live video and a radio transmission at the same time, because people are like, okay, now I want to see the video. So it's almost rare to see a radio show that doesn't also have a live video stream of what's happening.
Exactly.
So the videos is just kind of the hot market in terms of, the way to go right now, because that's where everybody wants to be at. So you might have someone that's very talented in that, but also you may have some people that just say that they know what they're doing and they don't. And you can tell by the way that their editing comes up. So what are some of the things when you try to edit your videos, whether it be here or the things that you do with Media Titan, that you try to look for to make sure that it's good quality? Like what are some of your, what do I call it? Like your pet peeves or things that you're like really stubborn about? Like, no, it's gotta be this way.
For me, a lot of it, when I have an idea before I even approach a video, I always have the end result in my head way before I even put like the footage or even start filming, I would even say. Before I even start filming, I kind of already have an image of what I want.
Like a vision.
Exactly.
Vision where you want the project to go. Okay.
And I feel there's lots of videos. I mean, it's not always bad. Some people work in different creative ways. But part of the thing is for me, it's super important to kind of know what your angle is. What are you visually trying to tell? What do you need to tell that visual story? You kind of need to have this all visualized in your head before you just grab a camera and just start gung-ho shooting everything, and then you get to the editing and then you're kind of, I don't know what to do with this. So you just start compiling footage, you just slap some random music on there, and then people don't really understand what you're trying to get at with your video. Versus if you plan it out, you kind of know, with this kind of editing style, I can slow it down here, pick it up here, which is where your selling point is when you pick it up. You can plan all that out and strategize how people think. Which is why in the Punto Claros, I have you say in the first 8 seconds, at least, like, what is this video going to be about? Because right then and there, your audience is going to know, oh, this is information that I need to know. This is information I want to stay and listen to. Versus if I just had you just go in there and just start going and it's just going all over the place, people immediately lose interest. Once again, you have to kind of adapt to these things. And I think that's kind of the important aspects. That's my biggest pet peeve, is not knowing what to do, and like people that would just just go ahead and just do it and stuff. No, you kind of just need to have a vision. You need to know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Why are you filming it from this angle? Why are you doing this effect? Like, why are you adding that certain style of effect? You don't just want to just slap things at random just cause.
Just to see if they stick.
Exactly.
If you don't mind me saying, I think another one of your pet peeves is probably audio.
Yes.
Because that was the one thing that I think we've tried to improve as much as possible since we started, or that we've had, hiccups here and there with regards, because audio is not just simply just saying, hey, just speak close to the camera or something like that. Like audio quality in videos is not easy work. Same thing with movies. Like you see that the audio is like, they have, when you see like the behind the scenes stuff, they have like microphones everywhere. So audio is a big deal. So I know the answer, but I want you to explain, like, why is it that a video with bad quality images but good audio is better than a video with fantastic 4K imaging but terrible audio?
Exactly. So this is something I kind of learned in college that I've always like kept thinking in my mind. So an example that I'm gonna just kind of throw before I start is, so everyone's seen the Michael Bay Transformers movies and how it's all these explosions and the robots, but regardless of whether you like the movies or not, you can't deny that the visuals are just absolutely stunning. Mm-hmm. Like the robots look real. They look real. It's not just because the CGI is really good, but because the sound effects that accompany it add to the appeal. Like imagine listening to Transformers, but you're hearing it through like, the movies back in the 1940s when it's all grainy and gargly and like imagine watching Transformers, but that's what it sounds like.
Imagine Optimus Prime talking in John Wayne's voice.
Exactly.
Black and white movies. Yeah.
And like the explosions, instead of that crisp, metally sounds that you hear, the rings and stuff like that, you're kind of just hearing just a garbly, just you're going to lose interest, because half the time is people won't care about your visuals, but if they can understand what you're saying, what's being said in the movie, if they can understand the story just from listening to it, they're going to stick along because they can still follow it. Versus you can, just like a podcasts, you listen to them. You don't really need the visuals, even though, like you said, nowadays, everything's live streamed, everything's recorded like this is. But if you don't have good audio, you're going to immediately lose the interest of these people because they're not going to understand the whole concept of, your story, what you're trying to say, what you're trying to convey. A lot of that has to be through visuals, whether that's through music, whether that's through just your voice, all that matters.
Yeah. And what I've learned in all these videos that we've done and everything is that audio not only is important, but it's hard, man. Like it's not something that, like a camera, you just set it and forget it kind of thing. But audio comes and goes as it pleases. Like we had a live, it was like a month ago, that the audio just went kaput for no reason whatsoever. Like just decided it was going to stop. It's just weird. But a camera won't do that. Like camera will just keep going. Like we've never, I think one time we had where a camera shut itself off, and that was just weird. Yeah. We quickly figured that out. But audio is just hard because the acoustics of a room, like there's so many things that can mess it up. Beyond that, the one thing that I'm never going to forget that you showed me was like how, like in Jurassic Park, they came up with the dinosaur sounds, and it wasn't just like random things that were like, what was it? The Velociraptor sound or whatever it was. It was like a goat or something. It was something strange.
Do you want the inappropriate one or the original one? There's the actual call.
Oh God, now I remember. So it was, what was it? Two Galapagos turtles.
Yeah. So
procreating. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. The sound that the velociraptors make when they call for help is actually two tortoises, procreating.
Thank you. keep it PG-13. Yeah, and I would have never in a million years imagined that a terrifying 6-foot dinosaur was going to be the noise it makes. It comes from a turtle, a completely innocent turtle, much less doing that, But it goes to show you how incredibly complex audio can be, that you have to come up with noise or sounds from things that you never even imagined could create what you're looking for. So it's just interesting to see, honestly, like how audio can make or break, because video nowadays, cameras are so advanced. You know, you got 4K, 5K. Like my computer, you know, takes 5K, but I never even heard a 5K video. Like exactly. I don't think anybody. They announce it like, oh, this computer's 5K. I'm like, can you even do 4K? Let's start with that. There's nothing beyond 4K at this point, so I don't know why you're announcing that you can handle 5K. But okay, so cameras, in terms of like, a lot of times they'll do the easy work for you, you know. But now it's like the audio can definitely make a huge difference, which goes back to, like you were saying, with regards to streaming, you know, internet connectivity or internet speed is so much more important right now than your ability to get a cable signal or a DirecTV signal or a Dish Network signal. Like back in the day, if you weren't in the line of sight for DirecTV, you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir, you cannot get DirecTV service. You're like, what? Now it's like, okay, I don't care. Just make sure that we have good internet so we can stream everything else. And then, again, you adapt or you die. So it's just incredible to see how technology keeps advancing to the point that you can literally cut the cord on something like cable that before was like so sacred. And now you can watch on your phone, on your tablet, everywhere you go. There's the ability for you to make video, or for you to upload video, or for you to just, you know, literally become a director on anything you do. Like the Instagram filters, the Snapchat filters. I mean, there's so much video editing stuff out there. But again, I can't do those things. It requires somebody that has the skill or the know-how to work those programs, because sometimes I'll see you working on the program you do for your editing, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like
years and complex. Years of just looking it up. And even still to this day, half the things that I do, I literally would spend like an hour or two on Google or on YouTube trying to look up, well, how do I fix this problem, or how do I do that? Like, it's not just random research stuff that you have to do to apply to your videos. If you ever want to improve, you have to do research. You can spend all the money that you want on a nice film school and this and that, but half the battle, I feel, is going out there and trying these things. You have to test it. You have to look it up. You have to just do it yourself.
Yeah. And making sure that you do things that are appealing, or things that people actually want to watch, you know, like what makes it interesting, what makes it visually appealing, what makes it like auditively appealing. I don't know if that's a word, but it sounds close enough.
We'll make it a word now.
We'll go with that. So it's just interesting to see that everything that goes into it. So I, for one, would like to obviously congratulate you on everything that you've done. Definitely thank you for all the hard work and ideas that you brought to the table. It's been not only a cool experience to see your growth, but also the fact that I'm able to come to work and work with a family member, work with, you know, I think it works a lot because we do different things. You kind of work on the editing and, you know, the interesting part, you know, in terms of the videos. I just got to come up with the boring content.
I need the script, and then...
Yes. So it's been really cool to be able to work with you during this past year, and I'm looking forward to all the things that we're going to continue to do in the future, and how your career develops, and, you know, you just keep reaching for the sky, because it's interesting to see, again, from Birdman to Punto Claro, now to a podcast. Like that's a long way. And I think it's just been, you know, a testament to your, you know, like you said, your research, making sure you look at different things. I've seen you learn during the last year, do different things that I never even imagined that you would be able to do. So it's just been really cool, honestly, to see everything that, you know, you've been able to improve with regards to our videos. And I think your skills have taken my vision of where I want to take these videos way beyond anything I could have possibly imagined. So I had an idea that was like here, and you were like, oh, really? That's where you want to go? Because we can make them here. I'm like, nice. I'll dig it. You know, yes, that's good enough. We'll go with that. But again, obviously being able to do that with you, you know, being my brother, that's just been, to me, has been super cool. And, you know, working with my wife, working with you, and obviously with everybody in the office, that, you know, I think we have a really good team. It's just been a really cool experience. And I appreciate obviously everything you've done. And yeah, sorry, I'm not going to keep rambling. And
oh, no, crying. I mean, I got to thank you guys for honestly just taking a chance with me, because it's not every day people kind of put their full faith in someone that just studied in film, and that's all that they do, and took the chance to see kind of like what the skills and what I hope to bring to you, and I hope that your expectations were met, which was my biggest worry. Is like, I hope I'm doing the service that they wanted, if not more, Because the biggest rule that I always try to do is at least meet the bare minimum of what you need. If I can excel, I will definitely try my best. But just for you guys to have taken the chance with me and to brought me onto this amazing team, it means a lot, and especially coming from family. So
you got it. So the last two things I want to address is make sure that you subscribe to Media Titan. You guys are all over the place. You're on Facebook. You're obviously on YouTube. You're on Instagram. Where else are you at?
Jesus, we officially, as of yesterday, joined TikTok, which, believe it or not, that's part of that adapt or die. TikTok is kind of taken off, and I read an article is about to surpass Instagram in the next year.
Yeah, TikTok's on fire. When Bibiana showed me what TikTok was, I was like, oh, it's this little kid app, and now it's like, oh, LeBron James is using TikTok?
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
Adapt or die, my friends. Adapt or die.
So TikTok, what else? Where else? You're on Snapchat?
We're on Reddit. I don't think we have a Snapchat, but we're considering it. So
do you have a Bitmoji? I'm just kidding.
We'll make one.
make sure you get a Bitmoji too. Just kidding. That's an app by itself, but
yeah. I don't know how to go about that. I'll talk with my social media director about that. So
and who's your social media director?
Joseph Alves. So if you're listening,
I thought he was unemployed. That was my understanding. So he does have a job.
He's happily employed.
Well, congratulations, Joey. I knew it would happen at some point, But in any event, the last thing I want to say is just, and again, I don't want to get too cheesy, but I'm going to throw myself under the bus, because I remember when I think you're a true testament of study and go forth in a career that you like, and it's something that you like. Because I'm not going to lie, when you told me that your undergrad degree was going to be in film, I mean, you're my brother and I love you. And I was like, oh, awesome. But I was like, in my head, I was like, who's going to give this guy a job? Little did I know, I would give you a job. So it's just been incredible to me to see that turnaround with regards to how, again, just do what you're passionate about, do what you like, because you knew what you wanted. You didn't care. You didn't think about potential, problems with getting a job. You're like, no, this is what I would like to do. This is what I'm passionate about. And that's what I want to study. Fantastic. Because a lot of times people study what they think they'll get a job in or whatever. And then maybe
science or engineering.
I remember when I was an undergrad, there was all these people that were doing Spanish degrees, even though they were fully, Spanish speakers and things like that. We're saying, oh, we're going to be translators. But there were so many translators at the point that now it's like, there's so many Spanish speakers right now because the population of Spanish speakers has, grown exponentially. It's still a very marketable skill. I'm not saying that, it's just different. It's not the same boom that it was before. Right now, video editing and anything film is just hot, and it doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. If anything, it seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. In Georgia, it's getting bigger. So I got to give you props. Like you stuck to your guns, you knew what you liked. And not only that, you have a degree in an area that you fully enjoy, but an area that's, very, very hot, to the point that I gave you a job. So I remember me thinking, it's like, who's going to give this guy a job? And that's you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. So do you have any final thoughts, anything you want to add, any other things that you want to make sure out there other than subscribe to Media Titan? Please do.
Well, besides hitting
and
that,
to chatting with you, and follow Urbina Law Firm as well, since this is
yes,
part of the Urbina Law Firm anyways. So
you kind of beat me to the punch of just go ahead, follow Media Titan, follow Urbina Law Firm, and honestly, just do what makes you guys happy. Honestly, that's more important than anything. If you're honestly going to do something because of the money or the fame or anything and be miserable, it's not going to be worth it. Do what makes you happy and stick with it to the end.
And if you can work with your brother and quote movie quotes all day long, then why not? Well, not all day long. We work, but
yeah,
sometimes. Most of the times we work on movie quotes. That's kind of how things go. So thank you again for listening to us. Hopefully this was interesting to you, either an inspirational or just, I don't know, in any kind of way you want to take it. Again, so it's another episode of Chatting With You. So from now on, when you see Chatting With You, that's going to be our podcast. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, feel free to send us a message. That's it. Thank you.
Bye-bye.